We're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined now by Brett Pajunas. He's the CEO of GPO Plus Incorporated, GPOX, the stock symbol. Brett, great to see you again.
Hey, Don, thanks for having me on the show.
Well, it's been a while. Why don't you tell us again what the company does?
Sure. Yes. So the company, since I've first been on the show, has taken a couple of turns for what I feel are really, really good. So when we first came on and started speaking to your audience, we were talking predominantly about Health GPO, which is one of our divisions. And Health GPO, we had a really good run with selling COVID tests during the pandemic. And, we made that really hard decision to pivot back in February of this year and say, listen, let's get back to our core competencies, which is, distribution and product development and stuff of that nature. And so, earlier in this year, we announced that we're launching Distro Plus. And the first kind of objectives of Distro Plus was, one, we wanted to do an acquisitive growth strategy and find regional and independent distributors all across the country that we could acquire. That was the first goal. The second goal was to increase our product offering and increase our product catalog, which we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're really excited about some of the developments we've had there. And then third is to find a really strong leader that can take this company and just roll it out nationally and do a great job. And so once we announced that, the first thing we did is we acquired a nutraceutical company called Nutriumph, and they have a spotlight product or a featured product, as we call it, Herberall, which is a natural alternative to Herberall, which we'll certainly touch base about. And as we started to build out the product catalog, we also started increasing our distribution. We launched a regional distribution center in Monroe, Michigan. And based on that geographic location, we can service, almost like a tri-state area. You have Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. And then we announced that we entered into a binding LOI with a company called Betterment Retail Solutions. And Betterment Retail Solutions is based out of Lubbock, Texas. They've got really strong distribution across, 400 plus channels, 400 plus stores rather. And, we're at the final stages of getting that deal done as well, which we're beyond excited about because that puts us into a whole nother realm right off the bat. So in a nutshell, what we're doing now is GPO Plus, we develop our own products or we acquire products, and then we increase our sales and our sales channels by distribution and then direct to consumer sales. So that's what we're doing in a nutshell.
Well, it's quite a lineup of products that you sent us. One of them is, I've got in my hand here, called CMOS. Tell us about CMOS.
Yes. So what I'd like to do is kind of talk about blanket nutraceuticals. So if you look at like Amazon and Etsy and Walmart and all the major online marketplaces, nutraceuticals are on fire. And that was one of the real reasons we acquired Nutriumph was two-pronged. One is they've got a great suite of products that covers all the main product categories. So you have CMOS, apple cider vinegar. We have a health line with keto, which I see in your hand, for appetite suppressant and staying on that keto diet. And so all those products are all top sellers, are all doing very, very well with direct to consumer. And now what we're starting to do, starting with Herberall. Do you have an Herberall there?
I've got an Herberall right here.
So yes, so we have the 60 count bottles, which is what we've had. And what you're holding up now, that's the 2-pack. Now, what's interesting is the 60 count bottles, those are, a 30-day supply. Exactly. Like they have there.
There's a 60 count bottle here.
Yep. Those are a 30-day supply. And we're selling that direct to consumer mostly. But what we wanted to do is have more of an impulse buy because we have such a big reach into the C-store bodegas. The likelihood of finding a customer that's going to spend $39.99 on a 60 count, which they've never probably heard of or never tried before, is very small. But with an attractive packaging, as you just held up with the 2-pack, that's going to stand out. People can try our product, get the effects, and then they can go online and purchase, a 60 count or do a subscribe and save where they're getting that every month coming in like clockwork. So it's been really interesting. And I'll tell you, everything always takes longer and costs more, but we're finally at the point now where I feel really good. We have a bunch of SKUs that are coming out that are specifically put together for the C-store, convenience store, bodega business.
Well, having this 2-pack is kind of convenient if you're traveling or if you're going to a restaurant, just slip it in your pocket.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And if you forget it, you're going to the office, you forgot to take it that day, hopefully we'll have it in all the C-stores in your area coming pretty soon.
I love the slogan of Herberall, victory starts within.
Yeah, no, it's a great slogan. And I'll tell you, with Nadej and Byron, who were the founders of the company, and now, they're working with us, they've got some big plans for Nutriumph. And moving forward, going into 2023, you're going to look for new product lines, new product categories that currently aren't available, but are going to be what we feel are going to be very good hot sellers. And we're going to be focusing in on little niches. So men's health, let's get a whole product line established specifically for men's health. Let's do the same thing for women's health. And then since we have so many different nutraceuticals across different product categories, we're starting to put these subscribe and save deals together where we can, team up like an Herberall with a sea moss or an Herberall and an apple cider vinegar and make those packages available at a great discount to the consumer. And hopefully we'll start selling a lot of products and introducing new product categories by doing the subscribe and save bundle packages.
Well, Brett, you and I have known each other for a number of years, and
Over
we had
20.
a conversation before going on the air. You said this development, Don, that I'm going to talk about now is the biggest development in the history of this company. So take it away. What's the development?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. This is a project we've been working on for a while now. And I come from the Northeast. I'm from New York, and in New York, there's a brand that everyone knows, and it's Yuenglings. And so we announced on Monday that we entered into a relationship with Yingling's Ice Cream. And so here's kind of the backstory for everyone that doesn't know. Yinglings is the oldest brewery in the United States. During Prohibition, they had to pivot because you couldn't sell any liquor or beer or anything of that nature. So they got into dairy. So in 1920, they started making Yingling's Ice Cream. And it's awesome. The primary ingredient is butterfat. I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing in the world, but I'm saying that ice cream is fantastic. And so the deal and the partnership that we put together is where we're taking all of the Yingling ice cream flavors, and that's going to be the primary flavor profile for Yingling's CBD gummies, Yingling's Delta 8 gummies. And we've been fortunate enough to lock up a bunch of different product categories that we can go with the Yingling's ice cream brand into. And here's a quick little, we don't have the former, hopefully that comes up. Maybe I'll send you a screenshot in post. You can do a better job. But
Looks
the idea
great.
is to do like a 1 cup, like you'd see with the Ben and Jerry's, where that's not ice cream, but it looks like an ice cream packaging. We're basing it after the flavors. And so we're going to go after these iconic legacy flavors from Yinglings and make those available through vape pens, through gummies, maybe even through seltzers. So we have a lot of product categories that are coming down the pipeline, and we're beyond excited because I think, just to connect the dots for your viewers, when you look at the CBD space and Delta 8 and all the cannabinoids, right? There really isn't a big, well-known established brand. There's no Coca-Cola yet. And there's a lot of legacy brands like Coca-Cola who, put their toe in the water, so to speak, but they never followed through or they pulled out. So I think that we have a sporting chance with Yingling's ice cream, especially with the flavors, to be able to come out and have the first legacy brand out there in that industry. And I hope that we're going to do very, very well.
Well, I think you will. It's a fantastic idea. How are you going to distribute the product?
So we're going to start with the distribution from our own existing sales channels. Right now, it's predominantly distribution like B2B and direct to store delivery. And we're going to start with a couple different organizations that we already have relationships with that will immediately put us into over 400 locations throughout the Midwest and the Southwest. And then as time goes on, we're going to work on developing a very strong direct to consumer model as well, and developing all the websites, all the web properties, and everything else. But this is going to be one of those projects that we feel it's such a great, strong, well-known household brand that we're going to probably bring in a PR firm that's going to specialize in helping us get, attention and bring a lot of, whether it's reviewers or influencers or celebrities to the product to help get that word out there about what we're doing.
Great idea. When do you expect product to start showing up in stores?
So first quarter of next year, if we weren't running into the holidays right now, I'd probably be a little bit more bullish and say, 5 or 6 weeks, but we've got a lot of things to contend with over the holidays. So sometime in first quarter, the middle of first quarter, I think we're going to have product on the shelf.
Well, that certainly is a groundbreaking opportunity for you. Again, GPO Plus Incorporated, GPOX, the stock symbol. Brett, we're looking forward to more updates from you as you move along with this. Thanks for joining us.
Great, thank you. And Don, for all your viewers, if you want to stay on top of everything that's going on with GPO Plus, please go to GPOPlus.com/IR. That's GPOPlus.com/IR and sign up for our investor portal. And that way you can get all of the press releases, SEC filings, and all the going-ons here with GPO Plus and all of our brands.
Fantastic. Brett, thanks so much for joining us once again.
Thanks, Don. I appreciate it. Happy holidays.